attendance, impact on school culture, resume, autobiography, post-secondary, essential questions, leaving to learn, projects, and shout-outs. So those are the, highlighted in blue, those are the 2 goals that I focused on this track. So my goal 1 is my communication goal. I will ask questions in front of class, and I didn't really fulfill that. I didn't really ask questions, but I was the one answering questions and or shouting out my questions. I do not raise my hand to ask questions. And my goal 2 is social reasoning. I will be productive about getting feedback from a variety of people about my work and speak more. I don't really speak that often. I mean, I do, but I don't. I did a final in Remo's class, which was a 5-page short story on military issues, and we had to pass those around and get feedback from other students. So I did that. I don't really have my evidence for that because Remo has it. BP 101, grades, attendance, impact on school culture. My grades this try have improved greatly from last try. I had like D's last try, so I didn't try last try. So for English, I have an 83.34, which is a B, and last try I had like a B. My physical science, I really enjoyed this class. We went everywhere. We picked up bottles, we made bottle gardens, stuff like that. It was really fun. We made smoke bombs. I have an 83.66. And my sophomore seminar, I missed 2 LTIs, and I have a 96.34. My personal finance with Cursed, that class was pretty fun. Ashley, I have a 92.41. And my digital music class was like hella fun. Sorry, I had to say that. I performed 1 time, and it's kind of sad because you perform at the end of the try and you just want to do it again. My attendance. My total absence is 6 days, not 5, because I missed yesterday. I missed, well, it's more than 24 now because I missed yesterday. Also my impact. Sonia said Cheyenne works hard on her LTIs and LTLs. She's funny and makes people laugh. And Karina said Cheyenne is really funny. She always brightens up my day with the things she says, and she's a great person to be around. So my resume, I have that right here. It didn't print out correctly. I tried it several times.
You're handing it to me.
Yeah, so you can pass it around.
Oh, thank you.
But I added my new internship that I got. So for my autobiography, I did the chapter on my friends, the friends that I've had over years because I've moved so much, and how many friends I've had, how many friends I still keep in touch with. A lot of my friends in Texas I played volleyball with and I went to school with, and I only keep in touch with one of them now, which I was at her house every day. We annoyed each other, we fought with each other. It was bad, but that's like girl drama at its finest. So when I lived in Texas, I had this whole group that I went to school with on my volleyball team, and my friend told me that whenever she got in high school, none of those girls talk to her anymore. They don't talk anymore. She really didn't have any friends. So I feel like it was the same way whenever I started high school here. I didn't have any friends. It was kind of hard to make friends. It was pretty easy at the same time. My post-secondary is on, I have 2 of those, is on what I want to do in the future, what I thought I might want to do, and I was so for sure that I didn't want to go to college, but if I were to go to college, I would go to Oregon State University because the Ducks. I ranted to Kaylee about this the other day on how they lost at softball, and I was super mad because we were so close to winning and we lost all of the girls that we've had for a long time, ever since I've watched them. And it was just like really sad to me. Last year I cried. You can even ask my mom.
She did?
They didn't make it.
follows
I was really,
faithful.
really mad. But it's also about how I probably wouldn't want to go to college because of other things that I want to do, like working with horses and having a side job or something else, maybe.
Oh,
That was for you.
that was awkward timing.
So my essential question, you know the next one, is how does self-acceptance affect the school and the social culture? So I made this in Lucy's advisory. Well, I don't have her as my advisor, but I was in there because Kaylee was testing. And I only did 4 because I have something big here, but my quote on here is, happiness is found when you stop comparing yourself to other people. And my goals and my music playlist and what I'll do to finish those goals. And then I made this in Mr. Curtis' class, which I thought was awesome. And it says, home is where the heart is, and I put Texas. And I would definitely move back to Texas if I could. All of these things have something to do. This truck over here is my dream car. I want a Ford so bad. And I want to go hunting, fishing. The border collie at the top represents my dogs. And yeah. You can pass forever away too. So for my leaving the blinds, this was really, really fun. Here are my 2 reflections on that. So I got another internship this time at Reno Tahoe Equine Center, and I did a lot of wrapping tails, lunging, clipping, leg wraps, blanketing, unblanketing. I have a lot of stories that could have went wrong, and one of them happened with the blanketing situation, because we do have, one of the horses has super, super sensitive ears, and I totally forgot about it. And so they have 2 different blankets on that sits on their shoulders, and then they have one that goes over their head, which has eye holes and ear holes. And I'm always thinking, how do they get him on him if he has sensitive ears? He pulls away really, really fast. So I unclipped one side of it, and I forgot to unclip one of them. So I took it off, and he just backs up real fast, like he wants to turn around and kick me. And so I just throw it over his back, and I back out, and I walk out for a second to let him calm down. Go back in and unclip it, and he's perfectly fine. Then one of the days we had thunder. Thunder and horses do not mix. And I was told to take one of the horses around the back because they can't walk on the concrete. And I was walking as fast as I could because I was like, this horse is going to flip on me. It was real bad. So these 2 pictures are a picture of Big D, and I have a story about him. I knew everybody was going to laugh about that and take it the wrong way. It always goes like that. So his cousins are all at the barn. It just ended up like that. They bought him, and then they found out who they're related to. He is a Arabian mixed with a American quarter horse. And there is 5 of them. There's Big D, there's Rio, Breeze, Angel, and Playboy. And I worked with Rio one time. He's a 3-year-old, and he has kick chains on. I walked over there and I'm like, what are those? And they're like these big things that go on the back of their feet so they can't kick. Because whenever the owner bought him from Washington, they found out that he was so aggressive if he didn't get his food first, and he would kick. He would bite too. I had to pull him out of his stall, put his leg wraps on, and I had to do it as fast as I could because he was biting me.
He was?
Yep.
Did it hurt?
No.
I
You just slap him. You tell him, no, you can't do that.
Smack that horse
You
like
just smack him. It don't hurt him. So that photo was taken when I went to a show. I discovered English shows are the most boringest thing I've ever seen in my life. He came with me and he said, when is the show going to start? And I'm like, you see it.
yeah.
It was so bad.
Oh, it was
so bad.
unbelievably boring. Like
So-
I was like, is it happening? Apparently it was. It was
So,
nothing.
I put those 2
Really.
saddles up there because they ride English, which has no horn, And I particularly like to ride Western because it has a horn on the front, and that's what you barrel race with and do poles with and stuff like that. That's what you do jumping with, is the English. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that I learned, I could and could not use at the same time, only because it's English related, and I want to go in the Western industry. A project. So this was not the final product. I thought this looked like crap. So I had to redo it. And for those of you that don't know what my project is, I wanted to make a sign for the Monty Ranch Parkway, wild horse, gated community area, for a sign to close the gate because everybody leaves it open. Push the button and what's this? So this is what I ended up finishing it with. These photos on the sides are, I have a little like sample right here. I did like photo transfers with paper. And it actually turned out pretty well, but that one had white all over it. My shout outs. Oh shoot, I forgot my project proposal is right here if you want to see it. But my shout outs go to Maya. Vianette, couldn't find a photo of you because I knew you'd be picky and which one you wanted to look good in.
It's okay.
So,
Live is better.
I want to give a shout out to Bryn. She's always taking me to lunch, and she knows that I don't have money. And then I went to prom with the Sileys and Bryn too. It was really, really fun. Shout out to my family. My little brother's not here. I thought he was going to be here. Shout out to my older brother who's graduating, and my mom for being here. Oh, I want to show this to y'all. So, this is my buddy Wyatt. He's a family friend that we met in Oklahoma. He worked for Uncle Fred, right?
Friend. Like son.
Technically, he did a lot of the work.
He did a lot of stuff for him.
He was mean to me. But now we're like friends. So, I got to see him most recently at a, what was it called? It was like a team event.
A bull riding, extreme bull riding.
Extreme bull riding event where you'd have 3 from Oklahoma, 3 from different areas of anywhere. And I have his ride on a video, so I'm going to show that to y'all. You push on the video. Push that. Let me turn it down. I'm screaming in this video, so I'm going to turn it all the way down. Oh, Wyatt's right. Click on that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It should work. You can put it on full screen, but I don't know.
Where's the sound?
Oh, you don't need the sound. I'm screaming in the background. I'm not having that on here.
Another a little bit. So what is he going to be riding?
A bull.
A bull.
Yeah, we got this guy that freaking dressed like a clown.
Just put both hands on the steering.
What? Just
That freaking rodeo clown got me.
yeah,
But yeah, that was his ride.
yeah.
We can go back to the screen. We'll just go to the next slide because that's it. What in the
Go up to the top right. How does that happen? Go to the top right. The top right.
What
Press
is
the
going on?
There you go. There you're good.
Yeah, that's it.
Is this?
All right. So let's start with questions that you have for Cheyenne.
What was your favorite thing about the school year?
Probably I'd have to say Wednesdays because I learned a lot that I didn't know to use whenever I get a horse or wherever I go. Because I'm not just going to get a horse and not know what to do.
What credits do you have?
I don't know.
You don't know how many credits you have? No.
No.
That's a question. Sir,
No, there's nobody else.
can you go back a couple of slides left because I'll tell you when to stop? Okay, wait. Go back to that one. So can you tell us, like you said that you wanted to make this to close the gate, and you and I have talked about this, so I know a little bit more, but not everybody probably knows the reason why you made this and why it's such an issue. So what's going on that prompted you to make this?
Oh,
this
because
sign?
over there they get a lot of complaints about the gate being open and the horses getting out and running onto the main street. Because right there's a main street, and then there's a bunch of like neighborhoods and houses. And all people have to do is keep complaining, and those horses will get captured and put into a holding facility and possibly killed.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that, the horse slaughter? Because I didn't know about this until you brought it to my attention.
So there are. Where did we get Cooper? There's a holding facility over there too. There's one. There's a
Palomino?
big one in Palomino Valley. You can go there and also adopt horses too if you want to, but most of them end up getting put down. And actually, some places eat horse, and that's what they eat.
Yeah, which makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, just thinking about it.
between animal and food.
It's disgusting.
Why are they slaughtering them? Why are they putting them down?
Because there's so and so too many of them.
Yeah. Wish we could
It's
slaughter
like
them
thousands and
instead.
thousands.
I go out to Lockwood. I drive. I see horses. I make her drive out there, and then I take over the car because I don't have my permit.
Other questions for Cheyenne?
No.
There should be lots of questions. You all should have some written down.
Nina?
I have feet.
I don't have any questions.
Cheyenne.
What made you so interested in doing your internship?
What'd you say?
What made you so interested in doing your internship?
Well, I've always liked ranches, animals ever since I met my uncle's horses and everything like that. So that's where it started to take lift off. And ever since then, I've been crazy about it.
Can you go back a couple more slides? I'll tell you when to stop. I feel like there was something I wanted to ask you, and I thought going back would. Oh, okay. Go forward one. Okay. Oh no, that one. So I will ask questions in front of the class. So I feel like you have gotten a lot more comfortable talking in front of the class. But you were saying that you feel like you didn't really accomplish this goal. Can you
I don't even talk in advisory. How would you know that I talk?
You do too talk in advisory. You crack me up in advisory.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't talk in advisory at all.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
You make me laugh.
I don't.
Am I just laughing in silence?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop trying to be cool.
In your other,
Hey.
she is cool. She's not trying. In your other classes, do you feel like you have opened up more, like your digital music class, for example? Can you talk a little bit about that class? Because you said that you kind of performed. The bad thing was you performed and kick out at the end of the year, and now the problem is you want to perform more.
Well, Nina and me want to do the climb, but I just don't know when.
I wish you would.
They said they wanted us to do it at the block party.
That's Monday.
Yeah. Okay. But I thought that class was super fun. I didn't have anything holding me back from also doing it. Because I knew what I was doing when I went into music. I play guitar at home. And I write some of my own music. I don't share it with anybody, but...
Okay, newsflash, I did not know that.
Oh, we do it in digital music's class. I don't share my music with people.
You have music?
Do you think that's something that you would have explored if you had gone to another high school?
No.
No.
I wouldn't be performing right now, right here, talking in front of everybody.
Yeah, look at you. You're so comfortable and confident up there.
Yeah.
That brings me to my next question about the essential question. So can you go to that slide? So personally to you, how has that question changed from trimester 3 to from trimester 1? Like, is it different? Are you still like same?
Don't get it,
self-acceptance-
Vietnam.
Does self-acceptance affect, like, how does it affect you at the school?
Well, I feel like in that way, that's hard. I don't know.
Do you feel like you can be yourself?
Yeah,
I mean, look
for
at
sure.
you're up there talking.
Well, I mean, at the same time, whenever I went to Newport, I was screaming all the time, having fun. So I don't know what's the difference. I played volleyball there. I did a lot of stuff there that I can't do.
The biggest complaint where you talk too much in the classroom, actually.
Where?
In Newport.
Oh yeah, I was yelled at my IEP meetings because I talked too much.
Well,
I didn't talk to the teachers, obviously.
well, yeah,
I talked to the students.
yeah, but still,
Maybe you should talk to the teacher.
but still,
I never talk to my advisors now that often. I'll be honest, I don't. I talk to a lot of kids.
But I feel like you talk with purpose now. Think before you say something.
Sometimes I don't.
Speak with good purpose. Oh, we all do that sometimes.
yeah.
Like Andrew.
Like all of us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Trust me.
Other questions for Cheyenne before we move into feedback?
First,
What advice would you give to the scholars if you had the regrets that you only performed the one time? What advice would you give to the scholars to come out of the shell and to get things going for
well,
themselves?
in my group, we all had difficulties. Hawken had a different genre of music that he liked, and me and Chris, we wanted to do something, and I was possibly gonna sing that track, or sing on that thing, but with all the music he was picking, I was not confident with singing those songs. So I just let him pick it, let him decide it, and it took us a solid 5 weeks to figure out what we were going to even do, because we were all arguing with each other, and we overcame that, and then we all became friends, and yeah.
How did you overcome it?
How do we overcome it? I just let him have it his way, because I was over it. I was like, you can have it your way, but you're singing it.
And what would you do in the future to not have it take 5 weeks to get that communication to take? What would you advise to the scholars who are in that situation?
That if you're happy with the instrument that you're playing, then just go with it. Because there's obviously, you can have other opportunities to perform and make your big mark.
Soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions before we move into feedback? All right, feedback for Cheyenne.
So I just want to tell you that you should face us more instead of the computer or the monitor or whatever it is. You seemed a little nervous, but nothing you were just fidgeting with your hands.
Oh, I always do that.
But yeah, that's all I have.
Wait, can it be like good feedback?
Yeah, it can be whatever.
Cheyenne, I love you so much, and I love watching every bit of it. You always keep me on track when I'm ready to fall off. You're always, you always keep me going.
Oh yeah, when you're walking out of class and you don't return for half the period.
You come and get me. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I definitely remember all of those times.
And I love talks and stuff. So I love you and good job.
Aww.
Hey, Jay.
Oh no, she phone gonna die.
I didn't know that you could play the drums until I saw you performing, and I was like, hold up, that's Cheyenne? Everyone was like, yeah, and I was like, what? I was really surprised, and I was like, that is super cool, and we don't really hang out and talk a couple times, and you're hella cool.
Thanks.
I'm gonna miss our random conversations.
Oh my God, they're bad.
They're
real
not
bad.
necessarily bad. They just end up
That
being
picture
bad.
of that rat sitting in that person's ear.
What?
You remember that?
No, I don't.
I remember all of it.
I don't remember.
Kaylee saw it too.
I'm gonna miss that.
It was a hamster in somebody's ear. They had gauges.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, when did that happen?
It was one of the all-day advisories, and I was bored, so I
Yeah,
who
who do you follow on Instagram?
So it's just gonna miss having the random
It was
conversation.
me that was looking at.
All right, other feedback for Cheyenne. Other feedback for Cheyenne.
I'm going to miss you so much. I'm going to miss the way your laugh comes out when you say something dumb in digital music. Or make those retarded comments. Dumb comments in digital music, and when you come sit with me at lunch. Yes.
Aww.
First.
I like your presentation very much. I'm glad that you put the video in there. That was nice to see. My experience with you has been in our class where, for the most part, you were quiet, did excellent work, and worked hard in the class. I was very satisfied with that. Seeing you here, I'm very impressed with your stage presence and your ability to present yourself in front of an audience, and you project your voice. I really am pleased to see that. It's just great.
Wait, last one, because I want to be like the most patient. We love you. I feel like you made mine and Maya's senior year like the best. Well, because it was me, Maya, and Alexis for the longest, and then you just fit like right into like us, like, and you became a big part of our little squad, but not squad because there's no squads here. But
There could be squats.
okay, our squad. It's our squad.
Yeah.
So we love you. We're
It's a
proud of
squad.
you. Congratulations.
Okay, so like she said, it's just us three for like the longest time, but I actually got to meet you in first trimester.
You met in Remo's room.
Yeah, so
And you were
first
talking
time.
about my boots.
Yeah, so it made me feel like I was able to open up more with those guys, because then I wasn't the weird one.
A weird one. Thanks. I really appreciate
We're
that.
all a little weird.
The weird
A
one?
weird one.
What?
Why not?
So I know that it's just like for the seniors that advisors they're like reading letters that they're writing and such. But since I'm not coming back, I wanted to kind of share like
Oh,
little
damn,
memories
Kaylee.
and such with all of my scholars. So Cheyenne, I've absolutely loved watching you this year, especially this last trimester though, because I feel like you have really come out of your shell. And I've seen you, like, I just feel like we have this little, like, connection now. Like, I'll be standing in kick out, you know how I stand on the side, doing my little funky dance move.
Oh my
And I look
God.
over, and Cheyenne's just like,
God.
what is she doing? Why is she doing that? Or when we were in the car on the way back from your internship, and I was doing my little funky, like this while I was driving and making like little weird jokes, because that's
We were
what I talk
talking
to
about
myself.
freaking license
Plates, because that's what I do when
You
I
said,
drive.
what did that one say? Hoochie Mom? Is that what you
No,
thought it said?
it said hockey mom, but I
that's
thought it
what
said
you-
hickey mom. And I was like,
Wait.
ooh, I'd put that as their license plate.
Wait,
And then
what?
Cheyenne just had to sit there and laugh at me. And so I appreciate so much like your level of enthusiasm and your level of love for this place. And I love that you're all country, because you know me, I'm a country girl at heart. So for me, that really just like solidified our little relationship. But I'm very proud of you. I think you have stepped way outside of your comfort zone, especially this trimester. I've seen you grow. You have secured internships. Like when you say you're going to do something, you do it. Like that sign, she did that completely on her own time. No idea. The little wood thing, who has that? The wooden sign. How do you even like how do you even do that? She just does all this cool stuff. And she's like, yeah, she's so creative. She's like, hey, I did this thing. I'm like, that would have taken me like a year to figure out. And Cheyenne just does it. And it's no big deal. It's casual. It's real cool. And I'm just super, super proud of you. So I can't wait to see where your journey takes you.
Never forget Kiki.
Give Cheyenne one last round of applause. All right, we are in